Hi everyone! Welcome to day 5 of VLOGVEMBER. Today's been pretty chill. I got up, I did some editing on yesterday's vlog, then I went to the gym, I went for a run on the treadmill because it's raining and gross here today. It's cold and raining. Can I run in this coat? Can I run a half marathon in this outfit? I think I'm not gonna hit the 2-hour mark if I have to bundle up like this, but I'm still holding out hope that it's not gonna rain. Taper week, oh my gosh. I just gotta get a couple easy runs in, let the legs chill out, relax. Getting excited for this big day, you guys. Feel really good, I feel strong, feel fit. Even if I don't hit 2 hours, I'll be fine, but I'm going to hit 2 hours or less. It's going to happen. Yeah. And then I did some weight training, came home, took a shower, did all the things, did some work, did some more editing, just other, you know, random worky stuff. And it's not that entertaining. I'm not out doing anything interesting. I'm not going anywhere tonight. I'm fasting today, so I can't even like show you what I'm eating. Shout out to LaCroix, saves me on my fasting days. I went onto my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I invite you to join me there. I'm the new Dorothy. I'd love to have you follow along, so come check it out. But I posted on my Instagram stories that I didn't have any content and to send me your questions, and a bunch of you did, which is amazing. Now, the first question I got was, what's the most inspirational book you've ever read? I have 2 favorite books, and they're both non-fiction, but they're very different genres. So the first book I always recommend to people is called The Paradox of Choice. It's by Dr. Barry Schwartz. He also has a TED Talk about it, so if you want to cheat a little bit, go Google the TED Talk. His book is fascinating, and it's all from a sociologist's point of view of the world. The basic premise of the book is that choice and options are amazing. They're the gift of a modern society. However, the law of diminishing returns applies to the idea of having lots of choices and options, because you get to a point where you have so many choices and then it just becomes debilitating. It becomes stressful, it can cause a lot of anxiety, and it creates a lot of other phenomenon in your psychology, really, and how you interact with the world because we have so many choices. I learned about this actually when I was in college, in undergrad, and I read it actually after the first time I went abroad. And I lived in Switzerland in 2001 for 6 months, and I would go to the grocery store there, and literally there were like 5 cereal options, for instance. And at first I was like, whoa, what's wrong with this place? Why is there not 50 million cereal options, right? Then I realized, like, wow, we don't really need that many options. We don't really need slight variations on everything we consume in the world. It's a fascinating book. It'll really help you understand how we process choice, how it can be stressful, how we can manage the choices that are available to our lives, how simplicity and sometimes a little minimalism can really go a long way in just your overarching sense of satisfaction with life and feeling contented with what you have and where you're going and what's available to you. Go check it out. Second book is a fun read, and it's also a book that has inspired me to write a book as well. It's a memoir. It's by Jennifer Newman, and it's called What I Was Doing While You Were Breeding. Yes, you heard me right. It's a memoir basically about how she would spend her holidays from work traveling. And at first she would travel with friends, and then later they started getting married and having kids, and so soon she was really just traveling solo all over the world. So it's really a memoir of all of her crazy stories and her escapades around the world. It's hilarious. You will laugh, you will cry. It's really good, especially if you're a woman out there. I think you'll really resonate with it, and it might give you some inspiration and motivation and encouragement even about doing some solo travel. I've done lots of solo travel. It's an amazing, empowering feeling, and I love how she writes about it. And she's a Hollywood writer, so she's written for sitcoms such as How I Met Your Mother, That 70s Show, a bunch of others, and so she's just a gifted writer, so you'll just love it because it's just so well written, and she's hilarious, so double whammy. Next question. Thanks, that was a really good question. This is from my friend Jessie, who's amazing. Shout out to Jessie. She said, how excited are you to get back to Kansas City? And My answer to that is 1 billion. That's how excited I am to come back to KC. I'm only coming back for a couple days, and I know some people were interested in maybe doing a meetup. I don't know, my schedule, I would love to do it. It would be great to meet you guys. I'm so excited to be back to Kansas City. I love Kansas City. I've been all over the world. I've been to some of the most amazing, picturesque, historical, innovative cities all over the planet, and I think Kansas City is a top tier city, even though a lot of people don't give a lot of credit. I think with our new airport, it's gonna be amazing. I think another question that somebody asked here is sort of like, am I coming back to Kansas City permanently? And for one, nothing's ever permanent in my world. And even if I buy a house, which I did, I still didn't, that was not permanent. I've been in long-term relationships, those were not permanent. Nothing in my life is actually permanent. However, I love Kansas City. I would love to go back there. I don't know if it's the next move for me, if it's the next place, but I do see myself spending a lot of time in Kansas City. And I don't really know how that's gonna play out. But stay tuned. I'm hoping to find out more in the next several weeks. Okay, moving on. Thanks for the question, Jessie. Somebody else asked me, how long have you rocked the bangs? Okay, well, these little swoopy side bangs, by the way, I did not wash my hair today. I'm looking a little greasy. TMI, nope, real life. I actually, in grad school, I never had bangs. I always had just one long, massive amount of hair. I don't have the face for that, I don't think, because now looking back at photos, I was like, well, what was I thinking? My best friend in grad school convinced me to do a little swoopy bang, which I've basically had since then. You'll have to creep me to find out how long. It's been a while. At least a decade, if not more. And then for about a year, I did like a dramatic across the forehead bang, which I think my profile picture on YouTube and Instagram has that still. It's a really cool look, although the maintenance of that, a little more than I'm willing to do, let's be honest. I'm a pretty low maintenance kind of beauty regimen woman. That's how long I've been rocking the bangs. Somebody asked, what happened to your dog? So you've clearly been following me for a while, at least a year, because Barnaby has not really been a part of my story for the last 14, 15 months. Barnaby, he is a long-haired Chihuahua. He's 5 years old. He was gifted to me by my dad several years ago. He is my best friend, my savior. I mean, he got me through some really rough times emotionally. He's just a girl's best friend in every way. Love that guy. But when I decided I wanted to go on this adventure and be a digital nomad, travel the world for a year or more, I knew that Barnaby, I love him, but he doesn't need me to be happy. And I'm sure he missed me at first, but he's with my parents on the farm. He thinks he's a cattle dog. It's kind of adorable watching him chase cows to the pasture. He's honestly living his best Chihuahua life. I mean, there's no other Chihuahua on the planet that is living this kind of amazing life. My parents love him. He's spoiled. I miss him deeply, and I have every intention of taking him back. Listen up, Mona. I have every intention of taking him back, but right now he's hanging out with the grandparents on the farm, loving life. So that's where it happened to Barnaby. So I got a couple questions about how do you make money, like how do you afford to travel. I've answered the how do I make money. There's another YouTube video, I think it's called How Do I Make Money or How I Actually Make Money, something like that. So check it out, I answered that question there. Oh, this is a great one. So favorite place you visited during your travels last year. I'm the type of person, I love everywhere. I mean, I can find wonderful redeeming qualities about almost any place I've ever been. I can't think of a place where I'm like, I will never go back to that place. In college, I got a speeding ticket in West Virginia and swore I'd never go back there, but I've gone hiking in the Appalachians there. It's beautiful. Every place has its pros and cons. This year, I didn't have a lot of expectations. I thought it would be cool, but I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't do a lot of research on it, but Budapest, Hungary, by far, amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful, safe, clean city that has everything you'd ever want. Cool cafes and restaurants, gelato, all the gelato. It's just stunning and beautiful, has amazing history. I had a lot of fun there, met some cool people, locals, but also other expats and digital nomads. It was just, it's a wonderful place. I would love to own property there and like live part of my life there. It's amazing. Highly recommend if you have not been or have no interest in going to Budapest, add it to the list, you need to go. It was phenomenal. Second to that would probably be a tie for Colombia and Peru. Fell in love with those places. Honestly, there are places that I thought I was gonna love. I don't know if it's because there was a lot of hype. I had a lot of friends who said it was just amazing, the best place they've ever been. But I was sort of like, I liked it, but I didn't fall in love with it like I fell in love with Budapest in Colombia. But that would be Buenos Aires in Argentina and Valparaiso, Chile. Both lovely places, highly worth the visit. Definitely check them out. But I just, for whatever reason, it didn't zing me like those other places did. And the places I went to in Asia, loved all of those as well, but I'd been many times to most of those places, so it wasn't sort of this new fresh thing. Like I said, I love everywhere. When people ask me like, where should I go? What's my favorite place in the world? I always say, what's your goal? Is it like chill, relax by a pool kind of vibe, beach vibe, you know? Or do you want to learn something? You want to get some history? You want to eat great food? I mean, there's a lot of things that you can get from a lot of places in the world, but some places are just a little bit better at it than others. So know your goals and then choose your destinations from there. Thank you everybody for sending in your questions. Maybe I'll do another one of these if I run out of content in the future. I'm also supposed to do a quote of the day. Here's a great quote. I actually saw this the other day and I was like, I need to save that, and I didn't, but it came back. So thank you, universe. This is a quote from Steve Jobs. It says, I want to put a ding in the universe. And this quote means a lot to me right now, especially because, as I mentioned in the first vlog, I'm finding myself at a crossroads, professionally, personally, physically. Like, I literally don't know where I'm going next. All I know is I have a lot to offer and I have a lot to put out in the world. I have so many ideas and so many stories to share and ideas to share and ways I want to inspire people and help people, and that can manifest itself in a lot of ways. I'm just not sure exactly what direction to go with it right now. I just know I want to put a ding in the universe. I hope I will, and I'm getting closer and closer to fine-tuning that and figuring out what that could be. And I'm talking to a lot of really smart people and talking about a lot of cool opportunities that could happen in the next several days, weeks, months, who knows? It's all incredibly exciting. Also unnerving because I'm a woman who likes a plan and I don't really have a plan right now, but it's all gonna work out, I know it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you wanna get notifications when I upload a new post, hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and it'll, I don't know, notify you somehow that I posted. And I would love for you guys to comment. Let me know what's been the most important inspirational book that you've read. I'd love to add it to my reading list. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.